Hi, I'm Greg Hunter, and this is the weekly news wrap-up for Friday, May 11th, 2012. Hearing a lot about gay marriage and Mitt Romney's forced haircuts he forced on people while he was in prep school from the mainstream media. You're hearing a lot about that? Do you think that's the most important stories out there? If you do, you need to put down the channel changer and get away from the MSM, because there are way more important stories out there. For one, the Fukushima power plant. Remember the tsunami that hit last year and caused all the damage to the nuclear power plants in Japan? The main one, the Fukushima Diiachi plant. You think that's all over? No. Forget it. It's not over. It's still smoldering. And at least one U.S. Senator, Ron Wyden, a Democrat from Oregon, is sounding the alarm and writing all kinds of letters to the Obama administration that says, hey, this is a serious problem. There are still smoldering spent fuel rods. There is still a way for this thing to blow sky high. A lot of people are worried, and it is totally underreported. And let me tell you why Senator Wyden is so worried. Because if this thing blows up again, and it could, it is not over. One estimate says it could create enough nuclear fallout to equal 85 times more than Chernobyl. You think some people might get sick and die? Yeah. Well, directly downwind from Japan is the west coast of the United States and Oregon, but it's not just the United States. This could wreak havoc for the U.S. and the rest of the world if this thing goes off again. And I wonder if 85 times Chernobyl is the accurate estimation of the amount of radiation that could be released. Maybe it could be higher than that. Who knows? There hasn't been much truth ever since this problem happened in Japan, coming out of Japan. So that's a story you need to really watch. Another meltdown is a financial meltdown. It is occurring in Europe. That is totally also unreported or underreported here in the United States of America. This week, economist Nouriel Roubini, he's also known as Dr. Doom, says, hey, if the European Union as we know it is going to break up, especially when the crisis hits Spain and Italy. His time horizon is 2 to 3 years. I think the crisis is already hitting Spain and Italy. And if this thing blows up, it will cause a crater big enough to suck in the U.S. and the rest of the economy. The economy of the U.S. will get hit, and also big banks will take a hit. They are exposed in the hundreds of billions of dollars to this. And this is really not a sovereign debt crisis. That's what it's called, a sovereign debt crisis. It's a banking solvency crisis in the European Union. And take a look at the elections that just happened. I mean, Hollande, who's the new president of France, who got Sarkozy kicked out, and he's in. What did he run on? An anti-austerity plan. Oh, we don't need to cut back. We need to hire more teachers. We need to have growth. And then also in Greece, elections there, the ruling parties basically lost a lot of their power, and now people who are angling for power are the anti-bailout party, the anti-austerity program. This is all about people paying off the bad decisions of the banks. Now, ultimately, the markets are gonna force cuts. There is, without question, that is without question going to happen, without question. And it will cause problems in Europe and also in the U.S. David Stockman, the former director of Office of Management and Budget for the Reagan Administration, says, we are coming to the final innings of a very bad ball game. Very bad ball game. Those are his words. It doesn't sound like we have a 2 to 3 year time horizon to me. Also, Nigel Farage, he is a member of the European Parliament. He's from Great Britain, but a member of the European Parliament. And he says that, the EU, the monetary union, is headed for the rocks. It's probably going to break up. And the leaders in Europe are in denial. Now, he also says that he is predicting they might try to install a dictator in Europe. And the reason why he says this is, hey, look what happened in Greece. They had an elected prime minister, Papandreou, boom, out. They had an elected prime minister in Italy, Berlusconi, boom, out. Who were these guys replaced by? Technocrat bankers, because they want the people to pay back the bankers. Now, Is there any wonder why imports to China are surging sixfold in the first quarter alone? Any wonder why? They're not importing euros sixfold. They're not importing dollars sixfold. They're not buying treasuries sixfold. China is importing gold sixfold in the first quarter alone. That should tell you something. And for the people who are bashing gold, you know, people like Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett at Berkshire Hathaway, you know, the big famous fund, and also Bill Gates of Microsoft, you know, Mr. Softy there. You know, these guys are bashing gold. Well, if you would have bought gold instead of Berkshire Hathaway or Microsoft in the last 10 years and just sat on it, that investment blew away any gains in Berkshire Hathaway and Microsoft. Oh, I mean by tenfold. I mean it blew it away, blew them both away. Finally, I don't want to minimize the gay marriage issue. Listen, I'm for the Constitution. I'm for the First Amendment. I'm for the Second Amendment. I'm for, due process. I am for a major tenet of the Constitution, and that is equal protection under the law. I don't want to underscore or understate the gay marriage, the tribulations of these folks. But isn't the Fukushima power plant and the meltdown of Europe at least as big as that, and should demand some attention to warn and inform the public? Yeah, I think so. And that's the way I see it. I'm Greg Hunter. Thank you for supporting USAWatchdog.com.